Bad for society.
Yep.
I do a party that actually has a dress code.
I ain't going.
So my man Tyler, the Creator, says he has zero problems with the concept of gatekeeping. Now, in a recent interview with thecut.com, Tyler spoke about how gatekeeping is perfectly fine when it comes to companies, restaurants, and clothing. He also stated that it was a little weird as it relates to music. So he says, I love gatekeeping. In an interview, he said, everything is not for everyone, and that's okay. People have to stop wanting to be invited to everything. It's okay to not be into something, bro. It's cool. It's chill. And he says gatekeeping music is a little weird, but when it comes to companies, restaurants, and clothing, like certain restaurants that some people really love can get effed up because someone makes a TikTok and now everything is sold out. The small thing they loved and enjoyed is no longer available for them to enjoy because everyone wants in on the new thing to feel like they're a part of something. That's when I'm like, no, F that. Gatekeep your restaurant. When people are like, where'd you go get that from? We good, is what he said in the interview. So he's basically saying like, yo, keep certain things exclusive, right? So what do you guys think about this in terms of his overall approach on gatekeeping? And how can we apply that to, music as well?
I understand kind of the sentiment of where he is.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, as someone who has, run businesses and done certain things, I don't want people to gatekeep something that if I'm doing something that's dope, don't gatekeep that and be like, no, this. I mean, there's part of me who's like, okay, there are people who are here at Take That Tuesday who aren't really feeling what we do.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm glad they're there spending money.
So let me stop you real quick. I'm gonna put this out there.
Because for a long time, it was a secret.
That's true. And pub is pub. So everybody wants pub. That's the goal. Obviously, when you run a business or you do things, you want to be successful. But is there something to and y'all correct me if I don't say it right? Exclusivity. When something is very niche, it's exclusive. It feels important. It's like when the Grape Fives come out. That's exclusive.
But see, this is what solves the exclusivity.
Okay.
Is actually having the money to pay for it.
That's
so
fair.
if you have
That's
the money
true.
to participate in said whatever the hell.
Exclusivity.
There you go. It's kind of tongue time.
That's all right. It's all right.
Then why can't I? You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody to gatekeep anything that I have going on, whether it's selling a shirt, whether it's the podcast, whether it's DJing somewhere, because at the end of the day, okay, maybe some people couldn't get in, some people couldn't do it, but that means the follow-up, there's more people waiting in line again. You know what I'm saying? So then you get to come on in and somebody else doesn't get to come in. It builds more of a momentum, in my personal opinion. So I'm kind of cool on the gatekeeping if that doesn't make any sense. But he said it wasn't cool in music. No, he said he understood it.
It's a little weird.
It's weird, but he understood it in music.
Right.
But it was cool to keep a restaurant or a company away from somebody. I don't agree.
I see what he means when he says it's cool with music, just because you have some people that they find an artist that they like and they try to keep it to themselves they'll share it for a little bit of people, but when they blow up, you know what I mean? Like you enjoy seeing them blowing up, but you sometimes it'll be like, man, I saw that first, man. I was there first.
That's cool too, but like say this artist is being gatekept to the point where he can't afford to make this music anymore. So now he disappears because you was gatekeeping.
Yeah.
So I mean
it's corny.
Yeah.
It's corny, but like I say this much because it's some people. I get annoyed by that. I did it first anyway. Like, oh, y'all just now on that? Yeah. I was on that back in such and such. Mm-hmm. Like, man, you should if it's somebody that you actually like, you should want to see them flourish.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? So, like, oh yeah, man, you like that? Well, let me send you this. This is something that he did beforehand. You know what I mean? This is his best project to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like, so gatekeeper can be corny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel him though on that restaurant shit.
Restaurant, you good with that?
Even parties sometimes, because
Yeah, well, a certain crowd.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I remember there were certain parties here in the city that at one point in time, when it was new and fresh, and it was a certain demographic that went there, it was lit.
Yeah.
And you would always go there and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And then niggas found out. You know what I mean?
He ain't lying though.
You know what I mean?
He's really
And then-
that's crazy. You're not lying.
Yeah, and then the party just kind of went to shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you don't have the party no more.
And then I remember at one such party, I just remember being on the microphone and be like, "Do you see any ashtrays in here?"
Yeah,
It's like, why do I have to tell you not to smoke in here when no one else is smoking and there's no ashtrays?
Yeah.
You know you can't smoke inside.
Was Benny's project that he released? Everybody Can't Go.
Yeah.
Well, see, there's a problem that comes with that too, because say this is an exclusive party.
Mm-hmm.
What happens is the people running the party start to see all of the people coming in, and they get lax on what you can and can't wear to get in, and how you can and can't act. So it's not necessarily on people finding out about it. You still have to have a code you have to live by.
Adhere by those rules.
Yeah, because I mean, you have high-end places all over the country that you still can't get into. You got to get on a waiting list to get in this place.
But you could pay extra. You could spend an extra couple dollars if you got a white tee on and you could get up in here.
See, that's why you can't have that.
Well, there was
Good point.
because I remember there was I worked at this club in St. Louis, and just joking, it was $10 to get in on Friday night,
Mm-hmm.
and this is when the jerseys were popping.
Yeah.
And I suggested to the owner, I said, well, you know, if you got $300 for a football jersey, you can pay $40 to get into the club. Like, and this was just kind of us talking back and forth, and just kind of, and
they ran
the
with that.
next week, if you wanted to wear a throwback jersey in the club, it was $40 to get in,
And they was paying it.
They was paying it.
They was absolutely paying it. But like, I mean, there's been instances here. I remember when back in the day when J.O. and Steven Jackson and all them would come in the club, they would have on white T-shirts. Everybody else is suited and booted.
Yeah.
Got on they button ups, but they're letting them in because they're NBA players. Now, that's where I'm like, okay, you're trying to do that to have these all-stars here, but in the same token, you should hold them to the same rule that you hold everybody else to. You know what I'm saying? Because if they go out somewhere else, they're going to wear what they're supposed to wear.
Right.
Versus you letting them in, and then all of a sudden, eventually, you get lax with the dress code anyway, and now everybody's in here with the same attire on, and then your partying went to shit because now, like you said, people in there smoking, people in there fighting, the parking lot is stupid. So, I mean, it kind of goes to play with the owners of these establishments too.
No, I remember when, once again, just I've been doing this a long time. Because y'all had First Fridays here. And I just remember when we did it back home, of all things, I remember they wouldn't let nobody in. Because he was
That
like,
was stupid.
And they were like, well, Vocal doesn't make suits.
Yeah. Hey,
You
I
know?
was downtown.
Oh, for the
And they didn't let John Legend in.
in.
John Legend was right in front of me. He didn't have on the right shoes, and they would not let him in the club.
That was stupid.
I mean, gotta have a standard. I mean,
Well, I mean, if you were trying
Which
to
Yeah,
John
but
Legend?
it was-
Which John Legend?
Don't-
Revolver?
don't do that.
John
Don't do
Legend
that.
or Let's Get Lifted John Legend?
let's get lifted, John Legend.
Come on in, brother.
Yeah.
Come on in, brother.
But you know they was on that bullshit here anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was different. This was black folks was like, hey, come on, man. Everybody else in here got on a suit.
It wasn't a black party either.
Yeah,
It
no,
was just
no.
downtown
that sounded
during
like
a black
it was
weekend.
Tiki Bob's or something like that.
It was across the street from there. Yep.
I'm sorry. Should I have not said
Oh, they
that?
closed.
Yeah, they don't
okay.
even exist anymore.
Well,
But yeah, you got to have a standard. You got to have a code. So
Yeah, I don't participate in anything that has a dress code. I don't respect it at all.
nothing.
Nope. I don't.
Well,
I don't abide by it. I don't agree to it. I think it's bad for society.
Bad
wow.
for society.
Yep.
I do a
That's
party
tough.
that actually has a dress code.
I ain't going.
And it's good.
I don't support it.
It's-
we'll
I
tell
feel
you
like, I
you
feel like
can't
it's too easy to be abused. The way that I look at it is like if you really are going to look at me in my face and judge who I am, my merit based upon the things that I put on my body,
Uh-oh.
But think about it. What
don't
if
care.
What if it's as
Don't
what if
care.
it's as simple as you're supposed to wear an orange shirt? Just put on an orange shirt.
That's not that hard, Long.
Is it a private party or is it a public party?
It's a private party.
That's different.
Yeah. Okay.
Private parties are different than like a club.
Okay.
Okay.
Or
well,
a
that's
venue.
different.
So you saying just general public events? You're not going on any.
If it's a private party for you and your friends or whatever, and you're doing this stuff and it's invite only, that's one thing.
Okay.
But if you're going to do something in the public and you're going to be like, oh, well, you can't do this if you're this, or this. It's like, no, it goes down way too many rabbit holes to where like, nah.
Those type of
Yeah, I get
stipulations
it,
are
but-
made to be biased.
Yeah.
The ones that you're talking
Niggas
about.
don't come in here.
I mean,
Yeah, that
you're
was
right.
Broad Ripple for a long time.
Yeah, you're right.
I remember
No,
I went going
yeah.
out in Broad Ripple, having on a polo shirt, and they told me my polo shirt was too baggy.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a polo athletic fit shirt. It's too baggy. I'm
I
like,
remember-
okay. So I tucked my shirt in and tried to go back in. They was like, no, because we've already seen you.
That's what you talk about.
It's part of it. I think they're similar. I think it's different levels of elitism, if you will.
Well,
Bouncers. Yeah.
well, I'll tell you, as somebody who ran one of these establishments for a little while, you know, when we said no white tees, and it wasn't because, now I understand where some people could say that's bias against a certain demographic. I get it. But at the same time, my mentality and what we discussed with the other people who I was running this establishment with was like, it goes to a lack of care. Like you literally could have gone to a gas station and bought that for $8.
I know plenty of people that did that too on the way to the club.
And so it's like, we just want a basic level of effort for you to come into this establishment. It's not like we're asking you to put on a tuxedo with tails. We just want you to put on
Touche.
a shirt that you did not buy from a gas station.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I don't think there's anything wrong with shirts bought from the gas station. And I think it's borderline classist. And I think it's also, honestly, it's kind of racist in a way. And it leads towards racism in a lot of ways.
Well,
Depending on what kind of party it is.
we're all adults here. We grown, right?
Yes.
We know what demographic you and your.
Yes.
Fool
Yeah,
you.
oh, exactly. There was, look,
Let's just call it what it is. We know who you were targeting, sir, when you put that out there, right?
yes, I know exactly what I was talking. Look, I've been doing this a long time, and I know, look, I hate to say it, but there's just a certain segment of people who, you know, I gotta check them a little extra, make sure they're
Lone
not trying
ain't
to
rocking with that, though.
make sure they're not sneaking extra liquor in,
Lone is
so
not,
they don't have to buy nothing
Lone
from
is not
me.
rocking with that.
You know what I'm
wants
saying? I'm just yeah.
I get it.
equality. He wants equality.
You know, and like at the end of the day, I have to think. I'm thinking about insurance. I'm thinking about keeping my liquor license. These are all the things that I have to,
Lone, that's a good point.
you know, think about.
Is it?
As an owner, yes.
You know,
Why
I mean,
are the liquor
it's a-
license? Why do they cost more in specific? Why does insurance cost more for certain establishments?
I had on a shirt, a tie,
He said a shirt.
Why? I mean, no. But
jeans, and some Timbs. My tie wasn't.
It was
all the way-
loose.
Yeah, it was loose, but still, I'm hella business casual.
Look out now.
I was told I could not get into the club because my jeans were too baggy.
Yeah, that happened.
And I had
sometimes.
work boots on.
Yeah.
I said, these are Timbs.
Yeah, they didn't understand that. What year was this?
Mid 2000s.
Had to be because of
yeah.
the attire. Yeah,
Yeah.
loose tie,
Yeah,
a
definitely.
button up. This
Yeah.
is back when Jay made it hot.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
put the Timbs on with it. You had on some baggy rocker wear jeans.
Exactly. That's exactly what they
Just
were.
30's the new 20 is in your
Yeah,
head.
you had
all
on
that,
the
all
Timbs.
that.
Yeah, you could not get in the club with Timbs on back then. You had to have the Euro hiker Timbs on.
Yeah, man.
Like seriously.
Steve
No.
Madden's.
Yeah.
no, I remember I was in.
I want to get back to Lone about this insurance because I feel like he
I
was
mean,
trying
we
to.
already know. We know what it is.
No,
we
I
know
mean,
what that is.
No, I've had those conversations with people on and offline, and it's like it is basically a bias. They will rewrite the rules, and you know I can talk now, and move the goalposts when it comes to establishments that are the patrons are African American.
Yeah.
They will always change the rules.
Until
All
the
right.
money start looking great. Because the rooftop, I'm not going to say where it is because we have plenty of rooftops.
True.
But there's an
Yeah.
establishment that their rules, they always have rules every year they drop. And when you see the pictures, you be like,
They didn't care.
they didn't care nothing about
that.
them rules. They just do that to get people up in a tizzy and talking about the party
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day. So I don't mind gatekeeping certain things to a certain level. But at the same time, like a restaurant, you got to be able to afford it to get in there anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So music, let me know if you hear something nice. I might want to play at my damn show.
I agree with that.
And,
I agree with that.
a lot of times, it's funny he brought out restaurants. And,
He said clothing as well, because Tyler's big in the clothing.
well, look, there's just certain things that, like, the biggest gate that is dropped in front of a lot of people, like you said, was money.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
There's this place called Charlamagne the guy talk about Anguilla. He loves to vacation, and he said, the biggest shield around that place is money. You got to have money to get there.
That's the biggest gate for everything. It's
It's just like when people say, "Oh, Balenciaga." This that I didn't know what I heard rappers talk about Balenciaga, and I just happened to be in Saks one day.
I saw those shoes,
and I saw the ones Cardi talk about, the ones that look like socks, and I was like, okay, how
look
much?
Like kids.
Yeah. And I said, what, $800 for this? I put it right down.
Yeah, they're just buying that because they're showing you that they can buy it.
That's
but I mean,
it.
it's bootleg.
But at the same time,
anyway.
I can only say so much because, hey, I like my jerseys. I like my polo. I could just wear white tees from the gas station. It would be fine in most places I go, but I don't want white tees from the gas station. I want polo rugbies.
I never really liked gas station tees. Even when they was hot.
They're
I never-
dependable.
The neckline is a little
too thick, man. Yeah.
They're dependable, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if you need one real quick.
I do gatekeep my t-shirts a little bit. I have a spot that I get very nice t-shirts from. It's actually a place that I guess we're not supposed to be shopping at anymore.
Yeah, you don't go there.
I mean, I haven't been in a minute. I don't have any new white tees.
Yeah, I got some from another place recently. Yeah, no, but I think the gatekeeping. I think personal gatekeeping. Like, I don't think that's really a thing. Like, I mean, like from a person like me. Like, if I just don't decide to tell you something, that's just because I don't feel like telling you something. Is that really gatekeeping? Like, I feel like gatekeeping is more like.
I mean, what you described is like personal opinion. I just don't want to tell you.
Or I just don't fuck with you.
I just don't mess with you.
I don't want you dressing like me and showing up at the same restaurants I'm at.
Or
there's not much thought into it. It's like, I just don't mess with you. Like, I don't want. Yeah,
you're not going to do it like me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, it's certain people. If somebody asks me about something, oh, that's another fly, motherfucker. You gonna make it. You gonna make it look good.
Yeah.
But if you do not have that bone in your body, why do I need to tell you?
Or somebody to try to do it exactly like
bro,
that part.
Yeah, because you're going to, you don't have no sauce.
Yeah,
no sauce. You just gonna
mad low aura.
Yeah,
they call it now.
You're gonna try to do it exactly like me, put it together exactly like me or whatever, and then
But if somebody asks me, hey, if I'm listening to some music and someone asks me, yo, where'd you get that? I'll tell them I got it at Indie CD and Vinyl.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, listen, I'm happy. I'm happy to share music with people.
I do share music with people.
I'm making an effort wherever I'm DJing at. I mean, we have a party where we try to specifically play different things, but I try to sneak stuff in wherever I'm at. I don't care if it's a wedding, a party, a bar mitzvah. I'm gonna sneak something in there. I want you to come ask me what that is, so I can put you on. I do not mind sharing music at all. It does not bother me.
Yeah, I think too. Like, I'm an educator, and my whole job is telling everybody everything.
Facts.
And so
Facts.
it kind of goes against the antithesis of just my existence to kind of go against that anyway. So, like, if somebody asks me for something, that I'll tell them, in general, and I don't. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I've always said, and anybody knows me know I'll say this every once in a while as it relates to just music or creatives, and I say you whack if you have a wealth of knowledge and you don't share it with someone, like you just hoard knowledge. I hate people like that, because there was somebody that had to show me something at some point, right? Like nobody's story is solo. Everybody had to learn from someone else, get sewn into, poured into, or something.
It had to be presented to somebody else.
Thank you. So
and for them to give you the okay, the green light.
So you trash if you sitting on a whole bunch of knowledge, especially as someone at our age, and you're not pouring back at anybody. I don't respect that.
So who poured into you?
I've had a lot
how
of
did
people
they
pour
do
into
it?
me. I've had a lot of people pour into me. Lone has poured into me. If we gonna
and vice versa.
Did that sound weird? Or
I mean,
don't do that, because that's
It kind
I didn't want it to sound that way.
It kind of sounded like that episode of P-Valley you were talking about.
Y'all was supposed to help me.
That's why I asked.
You set me up because you knew I was going to say pour it into me.
But
No, that's crazy.
but with that, like, it could be said the same way, vice versa. You know,
Yeah.
like he started making music before I did. I got a lot from Mike early on, and then
yeah, we evolved.
once I caught up, then we started trading stuff. You know, and that's
Facts.
just kind of what it is in general. You know,
Facts. There's always somebody that helps you along the way. Y'all can speak to that. Everybody.
I would say everybody that I damn near rock with, I've gotten something from.
Thank
You
you.
know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It's kind of like remember back in the day, you might buy basketball cards and you trade with somebody. It's like you're trading things with people, essentially. I mean, it's not tangible, but it's knowledge, like you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean.
Yo, you set me up, man.
Well, I mean,
that's
it's just
crazy.
like-
You set me up. Lona's poured into me. That's crazy. Yo, that's crazy.
It's just like I'm not a DJ, but you know, at one point I worked at Academics on the Sunday afternoons, and like all, you know, everybody, it was kind of like an open gym for DJs. And anybody who wanted to listen, I was like, hey, this is how you read BDS. This is how you can look at station playlists in other markets.
Why don't you do that no more?
But the
I've been in there a few Sundays when you was up there. on low.
I
we
think
don't
used to
really
give
do.
out
We
the
don't really
list.
do it that much anymore.
It stopped after
It's-
when the pandemic hit.
Got you.
Yeah.
I bet.
So,
we still technically have it for students that want. You have to be a student, an active student, and so that's the biggest thing. But also, it's like the scheduling around it. Like, we're really busy with that stuff, and we're a small business, so
you know, and plus,
to
like,
have somebody there, it's like
It's a
and plus
cost.
after
Yeah.
the pandemic, then you know, that's when Casbah came up for me. So
Yeah.
like, I just didn't have the time or the energy to do it.
I was talking about the list that you used to put out.
Oh, okay. Oh no, like
I
yeah,
used to
I
send out
used
the text message.
yeah, I used to send out like a mass text of like, I don't know what, you know what? It's just one of those things that like I had the time to do at one point and
Yeah.
go through and send out records that I thought were hot, you know, and try to put people up on game, and it's just something I just kind of fell off in doing.
So look, moral of the story: some things are meant to be, I guess, gate kept, but you still whack if you have a wealth of knowledge and you ain't pouring it or sharing with someone. You trash.
Pour it in his
No,
fire.
I'm
Pour
not
it
doing
into his
pour.
fire.
You whack. You trash if you doing that. So each one teach one, man. Put somebody on to something.
Yeah, definitely.
Or at least invite somebody with you.
Yeah.
and with all this being said, like, I'm not 100% anti-gatekeeping on certain
No,
things.
No, I can't
Like,
say that I'm 100% gatekeeping.
No, like, I'm not, like, there are certain things where I'm just like, you know,
Yeah.
you gotta
Everybody
show
can't-
and prove a little bit.
Yeah, everybody
you know,
can't
like,
go.
Facts.
But
It's kind of like even inviting somebody to your house.
Yeah.
There's certain people you gatekeep from coming to your crib. Yeah, you can't come over. You're not invited. I mean, you're
Hey.
not telling somebody that, but at the end of the day, that's what you're implying.
In your mind as a homeowner, you know he's not coming to my house ever.
Hey, man.
yeah, I mean, let's bring it down to the music submissions and bring it down the band. The gate was you have to go to the website and fill out the email list or fill out the form. If you don't know how to fill out a form, I can't help you. You have to at least do that much.
Basic
the
level
bare
of-
minimum. That's the bare
but
minimum.
that's still some people, that's a gate because some people just want to send you an email. I don't want to read your email. I want to read this structure so
There's
I can
a
go through it
basic
fast.
level of
That's true.
competence
Yeah.
that sometimes you have to require to let someone in.
That right there, the gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man.
But if I wear my white tee from the gas station and you say I can't come in,
Can you wear a white tee on one of our
I've
episodes?
never seen you in a white tee from the
That
gas
would be
station.
I'll buy it. I'll go to the gas station and buy it.
I bought some white tees the other, like just last weekend. But if I am,
But I need
I'm gonna be like, you're discriminating, and I don't like it.
I mean, but that,
I need
that
you in a
could be
3X though. Like, I need a long one. Like,
Don't discriminate against my white tee.
Tall tee.
First of all, that's you not filling out the form, filling up in your white tee.
I don't
No,
want to see Logan.
that's different. That is absolutely classism.
oh, it's classism.
Yeah,
Well,
we can go down that. We can go down that.
I'd
path,
like to-
but
I'd like
I don't think we should.
I,
but-
pr- I would
No,
prefer,
probably
I would prefer a 4XT for you on the show.
That's
Yeah.
a nightgown.
Yeah.
That's definitely a nightgown.
There was a time.
Yeah.
Don't act like it wasn't a time.
I'll just say this: there's certain parties, or even a bar setting, where a T-shirt works perfectly fine.
True.
Yeah.
There's other parties that have a theme, and they have a guideline
Yep.
where it's not perfectly fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, and I just don't go to those,
Yeah.
and I think that's fine. You know, I don't have any issue with them. I'm fine not being invited to the party. Like it's okay. It's perfectly fine.
He's been this way since I known him.
I'm just so tell me this: like, if there is a black tie party, and you know prior to this is a black tie affair,
Yeah,
He did that when he got married.
He did.
Yeah.
and you
He wore
have
one.
no problem.
There's
black on black on black.
He was clean too.
Okay.
Yeah, he was clean.
Yeah, I mean, I will. The difference is like, number one, don't invite me specifically if you want me to be a specific thing, but you want me to be there. I'm not going to cater to you.
Okay.
You're going to cater to who I am, not
Or unless it's a Halloween party.
potentially.
Do you have?
I mean, but in general, like, I think there's levels to, like, for example, if you ask me to come and do a service for you at a particular thing, I probably won't abide to your dress code.
Dang, Lon, you can't dress the part if they
No.
giving you a bag.
No, that's in the negotiations.
See, me personally, when I do weddings,
I just won't do it.
I like to ask whoever's wedding I'm
respect it.
doing what their colors are, and I might wear those colors. I'm gonna be comfortable,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna be dressed the same way that I would be dressed DJing in a bar either.
For sure, but at the same time, it's different
fair.
DJing a wedding and setting up a wedding, right?
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are two different things.
Yeah, that's different.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to be somewhere in a tie and a tuck,
taking pictures and shit.
and pulling
Running
speakers.
sound.
And, no, I'm
yeah.
not doing that.
I
No.
feel you. He right about that.
Yeah,
I
nah,
give you
that don't make any sense.
He right about that.
So
I'm good on that. I'm gonna be comfortable because even while I'm setting up some of these joints, I don't even have the clothes I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna go switch out of these clothes after I'm done setting all this shit up.
I got stuff for Rashad's wedding on Sunday. I'm like, okay, I need to dress decently, but I'm going to be comfortable because I don't know if this is inside or outside.
Yeah, it's inside.
Oh,
Is it? Oh, that's right. You're DJing it.
I ain't even. That's dope.
Yeah.
I must have missed the memo. On that.
No.
No.
He was
It's cool.
gatekeeping. He was gatekeeping.
He was gatekeeping.
You got to realize we are cut camp.
Hey, he was like, nah, I don't think so. I'll fuck with him, but nah, I don't think I want him. That's cool.
He gonna wear that family reunion T-shirt.
That's cool. I ain't even mad though.
Oh man.
Yo, I ain't mad, B. I'm not mad. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta cut them numbers down. It's cool.
That's funny.
Hey, it's $50 a plate.
Come
There's
on,
people
man.
that didn't show up to my wedding that said they were coming, and I spent $50 a plate.
You gotta send him a bill, invoice.
Nah, for real.
I was at his wedding. Very well done. And we ain't had to leave. Best part about it, didn't have to move. Switched the
everything
room
right
around.
there.
Bow. We was right back at the section over there to the side. We was in between the move. Boom.